So let's start. So the first thing that we have come to is we should be copied. Now you say that you are original. Let's see why we need to be copied rather than being original. And this first question that I'm going to ask you, just because you have said that you are original, would be define who you are. You will just type in your answer who you are. The several answers that are given at this point of time by several people would say that you would be your name. Suppose you are Shivangi. Suppose you are Amber. Suppose you are so and so. But that does that mean that you are what you are saying? No, it doesn't matter, because you are an ideology that you are living by. And if I go in deep into that, what comes out is that you are a sum of all influences that you have got from your life. Then what is yours? All is taken. Nothing is yours. You are an individual of your choices and your beliefs, but your beliefs and choices are always directed by people and circumstances. So the people who actually make you believe in certain things and don't believe in other things is kind of influencing you. So you're taking ideas from one person, you're taking ideas from other person, you're accumulating them, you're assimilating them, you are making a new form out of it and coming out with your own. That is but copied. Why? Because it has got elements of others. So there's nothing new under the sun. And why do I say so? Now, there is a reason behind why do I say that. And the reason is, so in Bible, that is Ecclesiastes 1:9, it has been clearly said that there is nothing new under the sun. And everything is already there. So whatever we are, we're nothing new. We are already there, but just a single word would be a transformed version of it. Combining our own intelligence based on our beliefs, based on what we have learned, and then coming up with our own version of it, which is nothing but parts taken from several other people, thoughts taken from several other people. So we have finally concluded that we are nothing but a sum of all influences or sum of inspirations, as you might put it out. Both are correct. Nothing is wrong. It can be influences, it can be inspirations. Second thing that comes to my mind, since you were saying that you're original, would be what is original? If I put it out original is when the source is unknown. And second thing is plagiarism is there, but it is undetected. If I don't know the source of it, definitely it's original. You know that first one to come in the market of food delivery was Zomato, or was Food Panda, or was Swiggy. But do you know that they had this thought in their mind that they wanted to copy someone else and become like them? So they were not original. Similarly, this thing happened with Flipkart. Flipkart was not original. Flipkart actually copied the idea from Amazon. So was Amazon original? No, Amazon was also not original. They took the idea from someone else. They took the idea, and no one knew the source. How did it come into being? And so they are original. Is that what you're thinking is original? Then if you think that that is original, yeah, it's original. But in reality, it's not original. It's copied. And we'll prove it. Don't worry. So stay with me till the end. No, I won't say that it's yet like it's defined till now, but let's look deep into it and we'll find something great coming out. And why we should not be original and we should be copied, or we should copy rather. So one question: what do you wish to become? Nothing but an ideal that you see yourself, a 2.0 version, a 3.0 version of yourself, a person that you're already looking up to become like that person. So that is nothing but you want to be like someone else. That means you want to copy the person and become similar to that person, because that person is lovable, that person is original, that person is great and successful. So you want to become yourself by taking some traits from the great and successful people and I think them into yourself. So what are you doing? You're copying. Everything you take from others is copying. What you wish to become is your ideal. Your ideal is nothing but a better version of yourself. Completely fine. For that, you copy. And what do you copy? You try and steal things from others. Steal is a word that has been taken almost every time in negative connotation. That is to say that I take something from someone and I do not take the permission of the same. Similarly, when we look up to certain people in the world who are great and successful, we take their traits, but we don't tell them, see, I am taking your trait because I want to be like you. I don't take your trait because I don't want to be like you. That is what we are not asking permission for. So what we are doing, we are stealing. Second, if you want to be intelligent, again, you copy. You copy the traits and habits of those who are well disciplined, well controlled in their own uh, performer and are performing in the best possible manner. And then what you're doing, you're trying to steal. Coming on next is you want to be an artist. How do you become an artist? Which is a very what do you call creative question, because when you want to become an artist, again you copy. But there is one more thing, that you don't hoard things. You collect them selectively. And why do you collect them selectively? Because only things that you love and that actually resonate with your frequency, that goes with you in the flow, only that can you actually take from other artists and incorporate them into your art. At last, if you want to become successful like a business tycoon, again you copy, and that is what you're stealing. So what are you doing? You're trying to copy. And who do you wish to become? A copied version of someone else. I would not say exactly a copy of Steve Jobs, but I would say a copy of Steve Jobs plus Warren Buffett plus Abdul Kalam plus some other person plus someone. And finally, it will be like an infinite persons combined together into one person that's making you as you. As simple as that. But what do you think are the problems while copying? First of all, I am asking every one of you to copy. And second, I'm asking you, are there any problems in copying? So there are several problems that we find in copying. And what are they? First is imposter syndrome. So this is the problem that is there a lot with those who are very knowledgeable people, that they have this status quo that if I copy someone else, definitely people would say that, what are you doing, man? You're copying others. And it's fine. You just are doing what you like to do rather than what is required. They're always confused as to where are we going forward towards. That's a big question in our life. If we are doing something, what will I achieve out of it? If I'm copying someone else, why? So is that actually kind of disgracing myself? Is that kind of demeaning myself because I'm copying someone else? That's the biggest problem that we have. But don't be worried about it, because every single person who has become successful and who has become a better version of themselves, who is now the person that people look up to, is nothing without copying things from those who he or she sees them as idol or ideal in their life. So how do I say that? It's simple, that imposter syndrome is many times you don't know what you're doing, but you still show up at time, you have the discipline and you do it. And that is how you move forth and actually do the things that you like in your life. Second is, always say that, it is always said that you must fake it till you make it. And why is it important? Because you wish to become someone, until and unless you try and incorporate those things and try to fake it, unless you are actually into it, you won't become like that. And it's very important that you fake it till you make it. And again, what do you wish to be? It's a simple question. And if you wish to be like Sachin Tendulkar, why not become one? Copy the traits that he uses, copy the habits that he has. Why don't become like a Captain Cool MS Dhoni if you want to be one like that? So become one like that, and it will help you to actually copy things and become a better version of what you are today. Then third problem, that is the biggest problem, is why should you copy? You tell me one thing. By the time you were born, didn't you copy alphabets in your notebook? Didn't you copy numbers in your notebook? They were already there. Why did you copy them? If you copied them, definitely you want to learn. So what happens when we copy? There are great benefits of copying. And what are those benefits? Copying makes you discover. Copying makes you understand. and copying makes you evolve with time. Only when you were able to write every single alphabet in sync did it make a word. And only when the words got in sync, that made a sentence. And finally, you arrived at a paragraph and then to a story. So you tried copying several times, and that made you successful in writing. Similarly, you tried copying habits of using your laptop again and again by looking up to those who were already using it, and you became a pro in it. So what were you doing? You were copying, and copying made you a better version of what you were. So was that wrong? Just say yes or no, and I would understand. But then the second question that comes to my mind is, where do we start? Because starting to copying is very important. And there's a good answer. It has never been formulated. It has never formulated that you should start at this point to become successful, to at this point to become better version. So you must start ASAP. And when you start ASAP, you actually discover what is better and what is not. And in that process, you develop yourself better and better. So that is what you say at the end of the day. Iterations make you. So until and unless you try out different things and fail and again try them out and again fail and again try them out, you don't become successful. And that is what is, you must start ASAP rather than thinking of analysis paralysis and actually getting into that syndrome where you just keep on thinking that one perfect day would arrive and I would start. That is never going to happen. So start as soon as possible. And what's necessary while copying? So that's a very important question. So get away from the devices and be rustic. Use pen, paper, and pencil, or have a diary with you, and just jot down things that you think are worth copying, and then move on. There can be only two things: either that can be copied, or either that cannot be copied. One can, which can be copied, should be jotted down, and one which is not to be copied should be left behind. That is simple funda for copying. And this makes me arrive at a very crucial question again. And can you guess it out? That's important. Can you guess what the question would be? Yes, you guessed it right. Who are you? Again, that was the first question I asked you. And again, we have got to the same question. Who are you? And this time it's nothing, but it is an emulated version. This was the word that I was searching from the very beginning. You are not an original person. You are an emulated version. And what does emulate mean? Is that when we imitate, we finally find ourselves. So let me give you an example. The example would be Cheteshwar Pujara started batting like Sachin Tendulkar and finally became Cheteshwar Pujara. Virat Kohli tried to become MS Dhoni and finally became Virat Kohli. Every single person is trying to be at a similar position, at a similar beneficial position as that of other. And in this process, when he tries and does things and fails and finally gets to where he should be, he becomes himself. And that is nothing but you become an emulated version of yourself. You try, fail, become unique. So you are unique, that's no doubt. But definitely that's what do you call it? I'm trying to inculcate different things. And those different things, when inculcated together in a disconnected manner, in disconnected versions, becomes what I am today. So I'm not original, but I am in an emulated version. That is what is some of disconnected ideas brought to life. If I'm a person who thinks that I like writing, on the other hand, I like horse riding, on the other hand, I think that I like swimming, and on the fourth hand, I like doing business. How can those four ideas be connected together is what is my personality all about. And I can bring them to life with my own ideology, because that's an evolution of ideas. That's an evolution of me being me. This is how you actually have several hobbies which are connected, but they are disconnected in the every manner. And the way you connect them is the way you become you. So on this note, start copying ASAP today to become unique in your own version. And finally, the last but not the least question that we have for today. Do you want to have some advice from my end? Well, I'm not going to give you anyone. And that was just a joke. See, advice is nothing. I talk to my past and actually guide and suggest things that had they been told to me at that point of time in life, I would have done better. So what is advice? Advice is nothing original. It's again a copied version of something that I have learned over a period of time. And now I want to give it to you. The best part about copying is that once you start copying someone else and you actually arrive at a position where you become original, rather an emulated version or unique, people start copying you. And this is how the process goes on. So start copying till the time you get copied, because that will ensure that you're unique. And what is the advice that I want to give to you? So advice would be start copying ASAP. On that note, have a happy Sunday and start copying whatever you like. It's not required that you copy certain things and don't copy others. It only depends upon whether what you're copying or not is in sync with your frequency. If that's in sync with your frequency, you are going to enjoy it. That will not be work for you, that will be passion for you, that will be play for you, and you will forget about time. And this is how you become you, rather than becoming a better version of yourself, which is only in the thoughts.